Okay, some more problems from the antiderivative worksheet, and this is number 16, so kind of anti-power rule, or reverse of that. So this would be x, and then we're going to add one. If we add 1 to 3 halves, that's going to be 3 halves plus 2 halves is 5 halves, divided by 5 halves, or times 2/5. And then that's going to be 2x squared over 2 plus x plus c. Oops, sorry. Then we can simplify it over here a little bit. And then dividing by 5 halves is the same. We can multiply the top and the bottom by 2, and it's 2/5, or just the same thing as multiplying by 2/5. So we'd have 2/5 x to the 5 halves plus x squared plus x plus c. So that's not too bad. And then number 17. F of x equals the square root of x plus 1 over 2 times the square root of x. Now this looks like the antiderivative of the square root of x. In other words, the derivative of the square root of x is 1 over 2 times the square root of x. So that's easy, but this one, I'm not too sure about this one, so I'm going to kind of rewrite this as x to the 1/2 power. And I'll leave this because this matches one of my formulas, plus 2 times the square root of x. So when I take the antiderivative of this now, I'll add 1 to this, so that's going to be x, and if I add 1, I get 3 halves, divided by 3 halves, and then plus, and this is just going to be the square root of x, because I know the derivative of the square root of x is that, and then plus c. And I could simplify that a little bit and say that would be 3 over 2 times x to the 3 halves plus the square root of x plus c. So that would be your answer. Okay. And number 18. Hope that makes sense. Oops, sorry, I forgot to invert. Excuse me, error. I think I meant to say, well, just like I did over here. So that should be 2/3. In other words, if you're divided by 3 halves, it's the same thing as multiplying by 2/3. Or again, like we said before, you could just multiply the top and the bottom here by the 2. And then you just end up with 2 on the top and 3 on the bottom. So that should be 2/3, excuse me. There you go. Okay. Glad I caught that. Okay. And then number 18. F of x equals the 4th root of x to the 3rd plus 1. And then we're going to write this in exponential form so we can do it, because don't know what's going on with that. So this is going to be the same thing as x. This is the power, and that's the root plus 1. Okay, so x to the 3/4 plus 1. So my antiderivative of that would be add 1 to 3/4, so if I add 4/4 to 3/4, I get 7/4. Divided by 7/4 plus x plus c. And again, we can simplify that. That would be 4 over 7. Won't make that mistake again. X to the 7/4 plus X plus C. So that's all we have to do. You can use that anti-power rule or reverse of the power rule. Okay, and then number 19. F of x equals x plus 1 times 3x minus 2, and I think it's obvious we just have to multiply this out. So it's going to be, use the FOIL method, 3x squared, and then minus 2x plus 3x would be plus 1x, and then minus 2. Okay, just double check it. 3x squared, and then negative 2 plus 3 is positive 1, and negative 2. And then becomes real easy. That's going to be 3x to the third all over 3 plus x squared over 2 plus 2x, and then plus c. Okay, then we can simplify that. X cubed plus x squared over 2 plus 2x plus c. And any of these problems, again, you can take the derivative and you should get back what we started with. Okay, so that's number 19. Oops, I made an error, another error here. This should be negative. I just kind of transposed it wrong. Negative 2. Boy, sorry about that. You probably caught that and said, what's he doing? Because this is pretty easy, so there we go. Okay. Negative 2 over there. And let's see. I get one more in, number 20. Let's see if I can do number 20. F of x equals, oh my gosh, 1 plus 3x times x squared. And again, we just have to multiply this out because it doesn't make any sense to do it the other way or this way. I don't think we could anyway. So we multiply it out, we get x squared plus 3x to the third. So there we go. All right. X would equal, and then again, this is going to be x cubed over 3 plus 3 x to the fourth over 4 plus c, and I don't think I can simplify that, so I think I can just leave that like that.